What's up guys, DuArktik with another Marvel Strike Force video, and in this video we are going to talk about the new global rooms for Cosmic Crucible, and this is going to change quite a lot on how we're going to set up our defense and which characters we can use on offense. So we're going to take a look at these new rules, which teams it affects, which characters it also affects, and what's going to be the best options to set on defense, and what we are going to do in terms of offense to deal with that situation, because yes, some of these rules are quite problematic. So as always, if you like the information on these videos, make sure you share it with your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure you subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and make sure you smash that like button. Okay, so first off, we're going to talk about the first rule change that we have right here, and then the last one, because they are somewhat connected. Okay, so new to the global rules, so we are gonna have all the global rules that we had before, all the global rules. So mystic villains that are not masters of evil, and also controllers or something, they are still going to have less speed, they are still going to have all those problems. The mystic villains that are also cosmic, they are also going to get apply blitz on defense and so on. All of that stays the same, but now we have that Darkhold characters lose 10% health, focus, resistance and damage. So this is going to be a big deal for smaller Darkholds. I think for smaller Darkholds this might be a bigger problem. For someone who's already at the top, if you have already your Darkhold with Isolate Blue level 4, Isolate Blue level 5, I'm not sure exactly if it's going to be a big deal, because the stats that you lose, you get more from the Isolate itself. So like Isolate Blue level 5 doesn't make a big impact, this stats reduction. And this is being made because the developers were not expecting us to be able to beat Wakanda on defense with Darkhold. This was something unexpected. The developers were not happy about this, so they tried to fix the situation by nerfing the Darkhold even more, and now by also boosting the Wakanda. So we have stage 6 rule. This is the Vibranium tuning, the room where they want you to use Wakanda there. On defense, on spawn, Mystic Wakanda characters gain a revive once with 30% of max health. So this is going to be a big deal, because that means even if you rush for the enemy Black Panther, he's still going to be able to revive and so on, and then he's going to pop up and attack you once again. So this is going to be problematic, and they are also telling you which characters to use. And this is good news for me, because I was always a big fan of the Mystic Wakandas, and that's gonna be more helpful for me, maybe not for you, but it's something that you have to change in case you feel like it's important. Other teams, they are still powerful. If you have non-Mystic Wakandas, they are still very powerful. So let's take a look at the game and let's see what kind of Wakandas we have going on there, and see which ones are mystic and which ones are not mystic. So here we go, Wakanda. So first off, we have Nakia, and Nakia, she is a skill Wakanda, so she's not going to be part of one of the characters that is going to get a boost. And Nakia in Cosmic Crucible defense, she's quite good, and I have been destroyed by 7 red stars, 7 yellow stars Nakias. And yeah, they can do some impact in Cosmic Crucible, but now with this revive situation, is that still something that is going to be important? Probably not. If your Nakia is very big, like Isolate Blue level 4, 7 red stars, 7 yellow stars and so on, then it might not be important at all if she's mystic or not. If she's smaller, then it's something that we have to take into consideration. Now we have a Black Panther, and he's the first Mystic Wakanda that we have, and he's one of the most important ones, because he is one of the centerpieces of the team, right? So he's going to do his ultimate, he's going to give counters, he's going to give offense up and so on. He has the passive that gives him additional turns and so on. So this is a character that usually you rush with Morgan Le Fay to finish him off, because as soon as he is dead, the match is pretty much over. So right now, because he's going to be able to revive, it's no longer going to be the case. You have to kill him twice, and let's be honest, after you kill him the first time, Shuri is going to have her turn, and she's going to heal up him to the maximum. So this is going to be quite problematic, and the Darkhold alone might not be able to handle the situation, but we'll talk about the solution. Let's move on. Then we have M'Baku, and I'm a big fan of M'Baku. I always liked M'Baku. I think M'Baku is great, and I'm glad that they are getting this boost. So M'Baku is not part of the War Dogs. So when you are using Black Panther and Black Panther 1 million BC, aka Bashenga, Bashenga can give buffs to the other War Dogs characters, but because M'Baku is not War Dogs, he's not going to get all those buffs that the War Dogs characters get. So because M'Baku is also a tank, many times he is more susceptible to the damage and so on. And now with the fact that he revives, that's going to be very, very important, because he's going to save Bashenga, Black Panther, Okoye and so on. So this is quite formidable. And it might push us to change the ISO weight for something a little bit more annoying, like the healer ISO weight, because if you take a look at the passive of M'Baku, whenever he blocks, he loses a charge and then he's going to heal up for a bunch. And this heal up is increased by the ISO weight, so you might find a little bit more annoying to use this ISO weight. Otherwise, like Striker is still a good option, so between healer and Striker is still good. So I was always a big fan of M'Baku, not only because of the self-healing, not only because he has the auto-taunt. So if Black Panther goes down, he auto-taunts to protect them. If Shuri goes down, he auto-taunts to protect them. So it's very, very annoying to deal with him. It's the same way with Miss Marvel, and he's very annoying to deal with. On top of that, in Cosmic Crucible, if this character has 2 or more Wakanda allies, lower the armor of all enemies with vulnerability. So if you can apply vulnerability to the enemies, which you should with Okoye, then you are going to be able to do, or to bypass 30% of the armor of the enemies, resulting in more damage. So that means that if you have M'Baku on your team, your Black Panther and your Bashenga are going to be able to output a lot more damage. And one time, one Okoye, she one-shotted my Wong full health with her ultimate because of this situation. He had vulnerability, he had full health, but he also had defense down, and Okoye just destroyed that Wong. It was unbelievable. Then he also has the ultimate. The ultimate is quite formidable because he is giving charges to Wakanda characters, and he's also applying vulnerability to the enemy. So once again, this is going to increase the damage output of your team, and it's quite formidable. The 2 charges, they are also going to allow Black Panther to use his ultimate with more damage, and that's also very, very convenient. So overall, I'm very happy that they are going to make this situation where the Mystic Wakanda characters are going to be able to revive, and we're going to get some additional value out of M'Baku. Let's move on to the next character. We have Bashenga, aka Black Panther 1 million, and this is another Mystic Wakanda character. He's very, very powerful. He gains and gives positive effects to the entire team except M'Baku. Then he's going to apply the defense down. If you can land these defense downs on Darkhold or any kind of other teams, it's pretty much game over. It's seriously pretty much game over. It's a very, very dangerous situation, and you don't want to be on that dangerous situation. So once again, very excited. And because this event was a little bit problematic, not a lot of people were able to get him beyond 3 stars, beyond 4 stars. So the fact that he's going to revive, that will allow him to do his special and maybe one-shot the enemy Darkhold. So very, very interesting. We have Okoye. Okoye, she's a skill character, so she's not going to be affected by the revive once, but usually people use Darkhold, and Darkhold They stop the assist from Okoye, so this is not going to be a big deal overall, and people usually don't focus on Okoye because of that. Then finally we have Shuri, and Shuri's stack. People also do not focus on Shuri usually because she is not that important. I mean, she's not going to kill your team. She can heal up her allies, but overall she's not going to she's not going to kill your team, so she's not that important. So she's also not going to have the revive once, and that's fine. That's fine. The other characters that matter, they are going to get the revive, and right now it's very, very dangerous. Killmonger, never mind about Killmonger, is okay. If you don't have Killmonger like 700 stars, 7 yellow stars, Isolate Blue level 4 Raider and so on, is not relevant enough. And all the T4s, you also need all kinds of T4s on him, which I do not recommend. So these are huge changes for the Wakanda. The best team for Wakanda is going to be Shuri, Black Panther, M'Baku, Bashenga, aka Black Panther 1 million, and Okoye. And that's great because that's all the characters I have leveled up. Okay, so how are we going to deal with this Wakanda? Since the Darkhold was nerfed, is it still okay for you to use Darkhold? And the answer is probably yes, depending on the size of your ISO 8. So you can see that I have ISO 8 level 5 on all my characters. So overall, that's not going to be a big problem for me. There is one character that can help you beating the Wakanda, and unfortunately that character is not accessible to many people, and that character is going to be Apocalypse. In my opinion, if you have Darkhold together with Apocalypse instead of Scarlet Witch, he is going to be extremely helpful, because not only he can one-shot with his empowered ability one of the enemies without allowing them to revive, you can also apply trauma to Wakanda, so that's going to be very, very helpful. And he also flips defense up, and who gets defense up a lot is Wakanda, so there you go. It might be one of the best options to use together with Darkhold to still be able to one-shot Wakanda. We also have the special, gives defense up, immunity, and safeguard, so that's going to protect your team from being one-shotted or from having defense down being applied to your character. So overall, in my opinion, I think this is going to be the best option. In terms of who you want to replace, you have only two options, in my opinion, which is going to be Wong or Scarlet, not Wong, it's going to be Doctor Strange or Scarlet Witch. So probably it's going to be Scarlet Witch, because Doctor Strange, he does a bunch of other things that are quite helpful as well. Okay, so that's the situation with Darkhold and also with Wakanda. It's going to be more difficult, but it's still going to be possible. The developers really, really want you to struggle against Wakanda, and that's fair, because they should be a good team on Cosmic Crucible, since they are part of that Cosmic Crucible meta. Okay, now we have the Creeping Spiders room. This is the number 5 room. This is the room where you usually have Spider Weaver, and this room got a lot worse. And when I say a lot, it's like a lot, because now the Eternals are also considered Tangled Web. So all the buffs that Spider Weaver gives to Tangled Web, now she's also going to give to the Eternals, and this is going to have some big implications, because the buffs that they have, they are quite problematic. So it's going to be a lot tougher, and I think they are trying to force us to use Masters of Evil against this team, or against this room. They are really literally forcing our hand in using full Masters of Evil against this team, because if you are not using full Masters of Evil, if you don't have your Moonstone, you are going to get slapped, because that trauma from Moonstone on her special is very, very important. So the new buffs that we have on the Creeping Spiders: on defense, Tangled Web will, with stealth, will gain 20% more damage. So this is going to be Spider-Man 2099 and also Spider-Man Noir. On defense, Eternal characters also count as Tangled Web characters. Now, I'm not sure if this is only for the buffs of the rooms, or if the buffs from 2099, Weaver and Noir are also going to affect the Eternals, because if that's the case, if the passives from the Tangled are also going to affect the Eternals, that's going to be massive. On defense, Eternals gain a 20% resistance and 20% max health. That is going to make the Eternals very, very beefy. They'll already get 20% from the global rooms, plus another 20%, so you need to have a very, very big masses of evil in order to one-shot this. Then we have on defense, on spawn, if Cersei is an ally, Tangled Web characters will gain a revive once with 50% health. So we saw the Wakanda, they were with 30% health. Now we have 50% health for the Tangled Web. And this is going to be a huge deal, because they are literally telling you, if you don't have a big Kang the Conqueror, if you don't have a big Ultron, you're gonna get slapped. Bro, you're just gonna get slapped. These characters are gonna pop off, reviving non-stop, and you don't want to deal with that. You really don't want to deal with that. So, if you still didn't get up to Gear T17 your Kang, maybe it's time to do so. On defense, on spawn, if Icarus is an ally, Tangled Web will gain 2 stacks of immunity. This is not a big deal overall, because you can deal with that, and if you have the right ISO weight on your Masters of Evil, and by that I mean a lot of Skirmishers and Striker on Absorbing Man, you can remove these buffs quite easily, so overall it's not a big deal. And then on offense, reduce the resistance of any character with Bleed, so you really want to use your Absorbing Man to use his ultimate to apply immunities and to also to clear the negative effects. But overall, the 20% resistance is not a big deal. Now, if you take a look at the Tangled Web, I'm not sure if this is going to be the case or not, but if this is true, apply stealth to Tangled Web allies in Cosmic Crucible, barrier them as well. Is this also going to affect the Eternals? Because if that's the case, this is literally insane. I'm not even sure if Masters of Evil will be able to beat this room like one shot. I think it's going to be very, very difficult. In Crucible, this character gains more barrier, and then we have additional health for Tangled Web, and in Cosmic Crucible, other allies will also gain more health. So, is all of these effects also going to affect the Eternals? That's a big question. Then we have Spider-Man 2099 is going to give more focus, and is going to give more resistance, and also drain on top of that, drain more resistance. It's literally like if this will also affect the Eternals, this is like, bro, like oh my god, it's actually gonna be crazy. Tangled Web allies, they say, right, they say on defense Eternals count as Tangled Web characters, so supposedly Eternals, they are gonna get 15% more damage, and that's it. That's already a big deal. So I don't know, guys. I don't know what's going on here. It's gonna be kind of scary if the Eternals are indeed part of the Tangled Web, and but maybe it's good. Maybe it's good because we are one-shotting literally and everything, and like this, we are going to make the defense way more powerful. Now, should you use full Tangled Web? Should you use Emma Frost instead? That's something we are still going to figure out. But I guess it's time to put your Eternals on defense and then see what happens. If you guys don't know, there is a spreadsheet on my Discord that you can have access to, where you can see all the counters that we are using on Cosmic Crucible. So if you want to be part of that, make sure you join the Discord, link will be in the description. And that's all for you guys. It's next week is going to be quite amazing, or I don't even know if this next match is going to have already these room bonuses. So if you think that the room bonuses are going to be activated this next match, change your defense, it's up to you. So that's going to be the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure to smash that like button, and if you found the video helpful, make sure to share it to your friends on Facebook and Discord. If you're new to my channel, make sure to subscribe for more Marvel Strike Force content, and I will catch you guys later.